Francis Ayume, the late Speaker of Parliament and Attorney General, died on May 16, 2004 at Nakasongola in an accident while returning to Kampala from upcountry. It emerged that Ayume's official car and its driver had been withdrawn, and the car in which she died and the driver were new. Brigadier Noble Mayombo, then Director of Military Intelligence and Permanent Secretary in Ministry of Defense, died mysteriously on April 30, 2007 at Aga Khan in Kenya. President Yoweri Museveni appointed a committee to probe Mayombo's death, but the report of the inquest handed to him in November 2007 has never been made public. On December 14, 2012, the country went into shock at the news of the death of Serena Nebanda, who was woman MP for Butaleja district. Nebanda had been part of a section of MPs critical of President Museveni's handling of national affairs, including oil resources, the fight against corruption, laxity in social service delivery, and long stay in power.
And I'm calling upon my colleagues that members, it is high time we should join hands.
When the police said she died of suspected drug overdose, many asked how they knew without a post-mortem being carried out. An official post-mortem found traces of alcohol and recreational drugs in her body, but this was soon forgotten when a pathologist hired by Parliament to conduct separate post-mortem was arrested as he attempted to fly to South Africa, and the samples he had were taken away and destroyed. Another controversial killing was that of former Army Commander General James Kazin, who was murdered in a gruesome manner in Namuwongo, a Kampala suburb. The death was pinned on his girlfriend, who remains incarcerated in spite of her protestation of innocence. Upon his death, some family members called for an investigation, but it was not long before another family member was himself killed. In the earlier days of the NRM government, Lieutenant Colonel Jet Mwebaze was a senior army officer who died in western Uganda in 1998 under unclear circumstances. Officially, the cause of Jet's death was said to be a plane crash, but some believe that the army officer survived the crash only to be shot by unidentified soldiers. Much earlier, on March 7, 1987, Andrew Kaira, then Energy Minister, was killed mysteriously. Gunmen killed him after his release from Luzira prison. President Yoweri Museveni requested specialized criminal investigators from Scotland Yard in Britain to carry out the investigations. The report was given to the president and apparently to the then Minister of Internal Affairs Paul Kawanga Semogirire, but 30 years down the road, the report has never been made public. Much later, Internal Affairs Minister and former Chief of Defense Forces General Aronda Nyakirima died on an Emirates Airlines flight from South Korea to Dubai on September 12, 2015. There were differing statements concerning the cause of his death. There are also other cases whose investigations are really not clear. On April 14, 2008, fire gutted a dormitory at Budo Junior School, killing a dozen pupils and injuring others. In May the same year, the police report was still speculative, showing that arsonists could have set the fire. An investigations team was set up, but no official report has been issued to date. On March 16, 2010, millions of Baganda devotees could not hold back their tears at the sight of the Kasubi tombs that were destroyed by fire. A commission of inquiry was set up, and although the report was handed to government in March 2011, up to now, it has not been released to the public. Investigations are not just to do with murder, death, or the fires. In 2005, Colonel Kiza Besigye was charged of raping a young woman under his care, Joanita Chakwa, and allegedly infecting her with HIV and AIDS. He was later acquitted by High Court Judge Justice John Bosco Katusi, who ruled that the state had presented insufficient evidence. The judge noted that the investigations into the alleged rape were crude, amateurish, and clearly driven by ulterior motives. One could easily think that there are no cases that have been investigated and probably disposed of. Susan Chigula, probably Uganda's best-known female prisoner, now former death row inmate, was convicted of the murder of her husband on July 9, 2000. Incidentally, the vital piece of evidence did not come from police detectives, but a testimony from her stepson 3 years then. He said, He had witnessed Susan, together with the housemaid, cutting his father's throat with a brand new panga she had brought home the previous evening and hid under the bed. As we speak, she served her sentence and left prison. The country now awaits reports on the death of former police spokesman Andrew Felix Kawesi, the murders of women in Entebbe and other areas in Wakiso district, as well as other ongoing murders. As it is, the police says investigations are still ongoing. Joyce Bagala, NBS, live at 9.